This is Russ. We're out on the bike to drive. We have daughter right in front of me. Mrs. Wright is in front of me. Yeah, we're almost at the start. It starts at 6:30. It's 6:28. I hear announcements. I'm going to talk what I can, and other times I'm not going to. This is a long ride. This is a 30-mile ride, so we don't know how long it'll take us to get through everything, but we're going to try our best. So I'll do what I can. I see there's food out there already. We're just going to join everybody else here. There's a lot of bikes here. All right, we'll join the rest of the group. I think once we get going, it should be fine. Yeah, we are heading north. We're going to do the north first. We have Mrs. Wright and daughter Wright in front of me. You can find them if you just watch the helmets. They got blinking helmets. Mrs. Wright has got the X-Nito helmet on, so do I. Daughter Wright has a generic helmet on. That was before we had the X-Nito helmets, okay? So, yeah, so what are we riding? I am riding the Magicycle Deer Step Through 20. Mrs. Wright and daughter Wright are riding the 15 amp hour 52 volt Jaguar Rundies. Yeah, so they have the folding bikes. Mrs. Wright really wanted to ride a larger bike, but I told her it'd be easier for us to just travel with these other bikes. So I'm gonna stay behind them most of this ride. So things are already starting to open up a little bit, but getting through initially was kind of tough. I'm already drying out. I need some water. Sweating up a lot just putting the bikes together. So the weather today is going to be in the mid-90s, but I think we'll finish this ride way before then. I think it'll be mid-80s by the time we finish this ride. So current time right now is 6:41. Bike drive started out at 6:30. And so keeping track of where everybody is going to be the issue. Now we'll use our mirrors to see what's going on. I have headlights blinking. They have headlights blinking. Mrs. Wright has a tail light blinking. Daughter Wright has a solid light on. I have a rear tail light blinking. So we'll see if we see any RUSSISRIGHT viewers out here today. It's going to be hard to run into them, even talk to them, because everyone's going to be riding. I have my tools in the front, on the front basket. I'm carrying two batteries in the back. Yeah, I decided to bring two just in case we decide to ride more. I have a feeling if we can open up, we're going to move a lot quicker than everybody else, but at this point we're going to the pace of most people. Again, our bikes have cruise control on here. If we can keep the cruise control going, it'll be easier if you're not pedaling, but of course Mrs. Wright usually pedals the entire time. Daughter Wright has said that she's going to try to do some cruise control and pedaling. I think I will probably be doing both as well. So at this point, our pedal assist is, I've dropped myself down to pedal assist level 1, but I think that's too low. Let's go to 2. Keep in mind too that I've already changed my bike to a 9-level pedal assist. This is interesting. Okay, over off on the right-hand side, we see the Ferris wheel. So that's Navy Pier. I know a lot of you guys haven't seen any of the downtown stuff because I haven't taken you down here before. This is the first time for me too. I've never ridden Lakeshore Drive. Lakeshore Drive really is not a bike-friendly type of thing, but you know, when they close the entire bike route, the entire thing down for just bikes, then you can do it. Now there are some people who are going really fast. Others are taking their time. So you just kind of have to watch out to see what people are doing. Some are stopping to take photos. The key thing that they told us to do is be careful of potholes. Yeah, potholes, broken glass, especially potholes. Chicago's known for their potholes. I pumped up the tires on our bikes. We're at 20 pounds of pressure on each of our tires. The Jaguar Rundies have 20-inch, 4-inch fat tires. So does this Deere Step Through 20. Some of these guys are really moving quick down there. We got some recumbent bikes here on our right-hand side. I have the 360 camera running on the top of my head. I'll switch over to some 360 views every now and then. I'm not gonna give you the full 360 effect. I might do it on a separate video, but not on this overall video here. So I'm just gonna pick and choose things to show you. So I'm just using the camera to record front, sides, and back of me, so it's on top of my helmet. Now, I have my UV rated long sleeve shirt on. All of us are wearing gloves. Daughter Wright has only a t-shirt on. Mrs. Wright is wearing the same thing she always wears. It's like a blue shirt. It always billows out a little bit. So yeah, we're moving at about 17 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour right now. So you could already see that things are spreading out a little bit now. When we first got on the path, everyone's all bunched together, but now everyone goes at their own pace. Doing it downhill a little bit now. The wind against you is not too bad. We got Lake Michigan over on our right-hand side. So I'll be on PAS2 for now. Whatever PAS2 happens to be for my bike. Like I said, I changed it out to 9 pedal assist levels. That gives me some additional levels in between. And if I get tired, I can move it up to 3 or 4, whichever I feel comfortable doing. I'll try 3. Now, because of the fact that I have 2 additional batteries, oh, somebody's swimming out there. Yeah, we got swimmers out there. Since we have 2 additional batteries, I'm not too fearful of running out of battery. So we got a tandem bike over here, cool. It's Cannondale. Yeah, our original goal was we were going to try to do around 12 miles an hour, but I don't think so. Everyone else is doing at least 14 or faster, maybe 15. Well, we're all starting out that way. We'll see if we end up staying that way. Some are already coming back on this other direction because there's different starting points. We started at the Millennium Park area, which is, I think, the main starting point. So that gives us the ability to go forward 15 miles and back, and then going the other way 15 miles and back. So we split our ride from north to south. Some people start out way out north or way out south, and then they just ride the whole thing and then ride all the way back again. But we're doing a 50-50 split. Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of opportunity to ride on Lakeshore Drive, that's for sure. Now, basic rules is to follow what everyone else is doing. That's my rule, at least. I mean, I don't know what the norm is out here. This is our first time. But yeah, just follow everybody else. Yeah, it's a nice, cool morning. I already have my sunglasses on. I figure why bother to deal with it later. Now, I have the 360 camera on. I have 2 batteries. If that thing runs out, it runs out. I'll switch out the batteries. If it runs out again, oh well. So we'll do some north ride, and then I'll switch out for the south ride once we pass the center middle point again. because we only have so much battery. Now, as far as the GoPro, I have 3 batteries. Whatever goes, goes. If it dies, it dies. As far as my audio recorder, I brought some additional batteries for that too. Again, if it dies, it dies. I still have the GoPro audio. When it switches to GoPro audio, as you know, it doesn't sound as good. So originally I wasn't going to do any commentary as we're riding, but I figured, well, it would make it a little bit easier if I just talk as I ride. Plus, you guys keep me company. Although there's a lot of people out here, you're not talking to anybody, right? So any e-bikes out here? I seen a couple when we started, but I haven't seen any with us in this pack here. All right, we got to catch up to Mrs. Wright and daughter Wright, so we're going to speed up a little bit. And there is one advantage having an e-bike, getting by people. I do see some e-bikes on the other side, 2 red e-bikes. Kind of like the style of like the electric type style bikes, if you know what I mean. Looks like the Engwe that I had as well, the EP2 Pro, similar to that style. You know, there's a lot of bikes like that. A lot of manufacturers coming out with bikes. Makes you wonder if they just get bikes from one company and just slap their name on it. I wouldn't doubt it. A lot of those bikes were offered to me. I turned a lot of those down. We are up to 82 bikes that I've turned down already, believe it or not. 82. That's a lot. All right, I'm gonna get some water here. I'm just drying out from the talking. So what do you think of Chicago so far? I think there's more things to see in the south when we head to the south portion of it. But we decided we'll do the north first. A friend of mine who is at our church, he's planning to be here with his family. I think he's bringing like 5 bikes, something like that. I don't know if we'll see them or not. With so many people, it's very hard to. I told him, I says, hey, I got a yellow bike, I got an orange vest on. Kind of hard to miss me, but I don't know about the rest of them. Morning. All right, so now they got a decision to make. I think Mrs. Wright's gonna go for it. She's going to the left. We're going to the left. Going up the hill. Going up the hill. You know, I should have reset my trip meter. I never did that. I have no idea where we started. Yeah, see, that was the one thing I was hoping to do, that we would do the trip meter. Didn't do it. I wonder if you can do it while you're running. Nope, can't set it while the bike is running. All right, well, anyways, right now it's showing 31.4. I don't know, maybe my GoPro would have picked it up. We could see what the start point was, but I won't know where we are at this point now because of it. Now, when we get to the end of this, I believe that will be the museum campus that we'll be at. That's where all the various museums are. And there should be a rest area there. People will get refreshments, whatever, take a little break. overall, everyone seems to be doing pretty good. But again, we're at the beginning of the race, or the ride. I keep calling it a race. It's not a race. You ride at your own speed, wherever you feel comfortable with. Funny part is you know, you can ride two across from each other. They discourage riding more than two people abreast. Yeah, it's a nice leisurely ride. People are stopped doing photos, videos, a little of everything. So my battery's showing 88% currently. But again, we've got two other batteries with me. We know how that was last time we tried to do 3 batteries. Yeah. That was not a good thing. We had a flat. Remember that one on the deer? 26-inch deer. Let's hope we don't end up with something like that here. But again, on that particular ride, I was throttling most of it, and pretty quickly too. That ate up all the battery. As long as you pedal a little bit, it'll help it out. Don't go too fast. That's cool. Cannondale tandem. I think the hardest thing with the tandem is transporting that tandem. Yeah, that thing's pretty wide. I don't know, when you put it on the back of your car, maybe you have to do one of these things where you put it on the top of your car. I don't know. We had a little difficulty initially finding the parking garage because everything was closed off already. We ended up having to stop to talk to some police officers, and they told us how to get into the parking garage. I mean, we were next to it. We just couldn't get to it because the streets were already closing off. They said that they would close it off at 6 o'clock, but I think it was a lot earlier than 6 that they closed it. Riders right. Beware of pothole. Fast riders left slow. Going up a slight hill here, so I'm gonna throttle up. Now they use a flag system, green, yellow, and red, just like a stoplight. And then they also have black, which means they're stopping the race. So we saw a red flag there. There's people taking photos of us. There was a red flag, probably because they expect potholes. There's a dog on the guy's back. A dog on the back. Okay. There's an e-bike there. He's going really fast. Dog on the backpack on the guy's back. How do you like that? Well, some people have their headlights on, tail lights on, blinking. Not everybody though. We have ours on. Just for visibility. Let people know you're coming and going. Yeah, a lot of boats. A lot of boats out here. I have not gone fishing at all this year. It's been a couple of years since we've really seriously done any type of real fishing. But I've been busy with the YouTube channel. Oh, by the way, depending on when this video gets released, this video will either be the 999th video or the 1000th video. If I release the video on Tuesday, as I had planned, it'll be 999. if I put something else in there first before I release this video will be the 1000th Russ is Right video. Can you believe that? 4 years, not quite 4 years, I've had almost 1,000 videos already. Well, with this one it'll be 1,000 videos if I release it at the right time. So I was debating about that. I was thinking, should I hold off, make it the 1000th, or just let it go at the 999th? I have nothing else prepared. So my gut feeling is this will be the 999th video. We shall see. We'll see what we end up doing. So we have some guys that go pretty quickly. We've been keeping up with the Cannondale here. Yeah, it's a nice tandem bike, huh? Father and son riding the tandem. All right. Yeah, things have spread out quite a bit now. Everyone's at their own pace, so yeah, I don't know how you could find anybody. This is what I said, you know, if we were to meet up with some of the Russ is Right viewers out here, it would be impossible to find you. It literally would. Not something like this, it would be too hard. I don't know what the official count is, but it's in the thousands, I'm sure. Daughter Wright has 2 ponytails on. Mrs. Wright has 1 ponytail on. They had to deal with the hair. It looks funny. Daughter Wright's 2 ponytail things look funny. I guess you call that pigtails when you have 2 of them. Is that what it is? Ponytail if you have 1, I think. I don't know. I'm a guy. I don't know. I think. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but Russ is never wrong. I told you guys that. We might be mistaken, but we're never wrong. So this ride goes from 6:30 to 10:30. Everybody needs to be off by 10:30. They have a events party until I think 12:30, something like that. I don't know whether we're going to go to that. We have a family gathering later today, so I'm not really sure what we'll be doing. We're supposed to pick up t-shirts at one of the t-shirt pickup places, and then if you signed up to get a medal, if you completed the 30-mile ride, you can do that. We did not sign up for medals. It's an extra $15, but Russ is cheap, I told you. Our t-shirt will have to do. Okay, they're further up ahead of me. I'm gonna have to catch up to them. It's the one benefit of having the e-bike. If you need to catch up, it's no problem in doing it. Keep in mind too that this Deere 20 will do up to 30 miles an hour on a flat ground. But I'm carrying a lot of weight right now because first off I'm heavy, and then I added 2 extra batteries, and I've got a really heavy tool kit in the front of the basket. There's people sitting in and watching the bike to drive. Just kind of watching the bike riders go by. I saw somebody with a Ragbri, 50th at Ragbri t-shirt, so they did the Ragbri thing. That was in the end of July, early August, and then now they're out here. This is nothing compared to Ragbri. Ragbri is several days. It's like 600 plus miles, I believe. But it seems Daughter Wright is doing pretty good. She's still going, she's still pedaling along. They're playing soccer out there on the right. Yeah, it's spread out pretty thin now. I would say overall we went pretty quickly, but it seems like most everybody else is going fairly fast too. At least the people who've been keeping up with our ride. I would say most of them are doing at least 15 miles an hour. The thing is if we stay at this pace, we're gonna finish this thing pretty quick. We don't really want to finish it really quick. We want to be able to look around and see things. I'm down to 84%. Heading south heads to the museum campus. We could stop, but there's too many bikes here at this point to reset my trip meter. So we've already gone one way down already. And some people are pulling off to take a rest, which we are not doing. There's a lot of tents out there. Let's pull off to the side for a second. I'm gonna reset my trip meter. All right, we took a little breather there, drink a little bit of water, and I reset my trip meter just so that we know how far we've gone. Gave me the chance to do that. You cannot reset your trip meter on the fly. You have to actually stop your bike to do it. Alright, so I've noticed a number of people have pulled off to get a drink of water as well. Alright, how long will the battery last? How long have we been riding so far? It's 7:20. I started us up around 6:30ish, so about I'm at 6:40 maybe it started. Yeah, hasn't been that long. My GoPro battery should last me to at least the midway point, I think, and then maybe I need to switch out batteries at that point. The audio recorder battery, I don't know how long that's going to last. It should take me at least an hour and something, I think. I'm not sure about the 360 though. I never exhausted that, so I don't know how long that thing actually records, or whether we even have enough memory card to do it. Got a little kid on a really small bike. I feel sorry for him. He's got a lot of pedaling to do. Alright, so we are heading south at this point from the furthest north section of the ride. So far, I think we're doing pretty good. Although I do feel like this way around, people are riding a little bit slower, it feels like. Maybe it's just me thinking that. I don't know if people are tiring out already or what. Participant and rider checkpoint. All right, we're back in business. We pulled over, I changed out my battery on my GoPro. Still had a lot of battery power for the audio recorder. I did not change out my 360 battery, so we'll see where that goes. Yeah, directly in front of us you can see all the skyscrapers, right? Yeah, nice. The visibility isn't too bad today either. Sometimes it could get really hazy out here. All right, things are piling up again here. I think as we're getting closer to the center point again, things pile up. We still need to get t-shirts. I don't know where we get that. I think at the center point there might be. If not there, it'll be at the where the museums are, I think. All right, got some little kids on some small bikes. They got a lot of pedaling to do. But they're doing okay. Cool. All right, we're coming up again towards Navy Pier. You can see it off on our left-hand side. You can see the Ferris wheel. This is cool. Look to our right here. This guy's got like a reverse trike. He's got a basket in front. Cool. Everyone has different types of bikes. Lady has a nice basket in the back. This guy here has a panniers. There's definitely more people now. We're doing about 14 miles an hour. Yeah, if you're a viewer and you rode this bike to drive, make sure you let us know. We started out early though. We woke up early. I probably only had like 3.5 hours sleep. We left the house at about 5-ish, something like that. 5 after 5-ish, something like that. Took us a while to put the bikes and stuff together. I had to take a basket off of my Magicycle cruiser to put onto daughter Wright's bike. Apparently I never put the basket on there. We may have to ask Magicycle for another basket. I can't believe it. I thought we had a basket on every bike, but nope, it wasn't. Or I may take it off of the other Jaguar Rundy, the 48 volt Jaguar Rundy, because I don't see us using that for long distance riding. We may not need a basket on that one. Okay, well, we have stopped twice now. Each time was very short. One time to change out my battery for my GoPro, and the other time we just stopped just to look around a little bit, then we kept going. We really haven't stopped much at all. Really, I think what tires a lot of people out may not necessarily be the pedaling, it may be sitting on the saddle. Yeah, spend the money and get a decent saddle. That does pay off. I'm riding on the Bikeroo saddle. Daughter Wright is on a Bikeroo saddle. She's riding the Jaguar Rundy I normally would ride. All right, we're going up a hill here, so we're moving to the left, past people. Mrs. Wright has another type of Bikeroo saddle. It's kind of one made for women, it said, when we bought it. It's a little, not as wide, but it is a Bikeroo. It has some cushiness to it. Both Daughter Wright and my Bikeroos are kind of stiff. These are that second purchases that we did, and they just don't seem to have the same cushiness as the first time I bought a Bikeroo saddle. All right, so they're pushing us all over to the right here. I guess the ambulance out here. Oh, somebody had an accident or something. Oh no. Oh, ooh, they're doing just chest compressions. Oh no, that's not good. Prayers out to him. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, a lot of people stopped over here to take pictures along the Chicago River. The Chicago River's off to our right. Let the 360 show that to you, if it's still running. All right, Mrs. Wright is way up ahead. Daughter Wright is right here in front of me. She's gonna need to catch up to Mrs. Wright. Yeah, that's not good. Doing chest compressions onto the poor guy. It's terrible. Oh, a pothole. There are potholes. They spray painted that, so you can see. Well, I keep thinking about the poor guy that we just saw by the ambulance there. Yeah, these events are not as easy as people make it out to be. Sometimes, especially if you don't have an e-bike or something and you're pumping hard going up the hill, yeah, that could be bad. Hey, small little bikes. Cool. Oh, look at this. Those are really small tires. Those are definitely portable bikes. When you talk about folding bikes, these are it, right in front of us. All right, looks like we're taking a right. We're back at the halfway point. Maybe we can get our t-shirts, maybe? I'm not sure, we'll see. We'll see what Mrs. Wright does. I see a lot of festival type things there. We may have to pull off and see what's going on. If there's a lot of music, I will cut out the audio, of course. All right, well, I thought we were gonna pull over, but apparently not. Daughter Wright says, let's keep going, finish off the ride, then come back to it. Okay. Rest stop ahead, continue riding to the right. Or to the left, sorry. Wheel and sprocket. I think this is where if you have issues with your bike, they'll help you fix basic repairs. I'm at 53%. Can we do the whole right the whole ride. Can we do the whole ride without changing the battery? Don't know. Maybe. Maybe. All right, so we're heading towards museum campus at this point. Yep. So we're at 8.4 miles right now from when I reset the trip meter, which means we've done about 16 miles already. Just double that, right? So off to our right, we see Buckingham Fountain. You might recognize that from Married with Children. All right, so here's a person with a Ragbri shirt. Ragby L, so he did the 50 Ragbri. I don't know how far down to go. I think we go all the way down to Museum of Science and Industry, if I'm not mistaken. So we got a ways to go. Then you turn around, head back. I mean, the thing is, if you drive your car on Lakeshore Drive, I don't think you appreciate it as much. Doing it on the bike, you get to look around, you know. I think that's the key to the fun of this ride. It kind of also shows you how many people have bicycles, right? There's quite a few. Not everybody has an e-bike, but I have seen some. Here's one to my right. It's a folding bike. What's it got? I think that's electric. One of the older electric 1.0s. I'm also looking at how some of the people are riding. I think some of them, if they had their saddle up a little higher, they wouldn't be pedaling so hard. You know, if they had better extension, it would be a little bit easier, I think, on them. Your knees would thank you if you had a better extension on it. But again, as we know, a lot of times people like to stay seated when they stop. But that's not the best riding technique, although others will argue with me about that for safety, I guess, but I do okay. I do okay. I can do decent extension and still get a good pedal and still stay safe. I think the interesting thing is that people watch my first few videos that I did when I first got an e-bike. Motorcycle is really loud. They were a big bump. Make sure my batteries are still doing okay. So yeah, there was a big bump there. So people are hitting the bump. I hit the bump. I'm more concerned that my rear batteries don't bounce off of the rack. That's more concern to me. Handling the bump wasn't so bad with the full suspension bike. Anyways, I was saying that, you know, when people see the first couple of videos I made, especially that senior video, they all still think I have a problem with my knee, and I don't really. It's another bump. You got to be careful of the bumps around here. You got to really watch it. And but you know, they'll see the video, but they don't take a look at when the video was made. Well, Well, that was made a couple years ago when my knee was still getting rehabbed. So they'll always say, I hope your knees are doing better. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, they're pretty good at this point. Or they'll tell me I should be buying a trike. Well, that's okay back then, 2 years ago maybe. Not now. There's that motorcycle. It's really noisy. It's going up the ramp. So yeah, that video, if you are new to the Russ is Right channel and just saw that video and signed up and started seeing my videos now, that was a couple years ago. Back then, I still had knee issues and the like, but I am better today. Do I need an e-trike? And the answer is no, I don't need it. I ride a regular two-wheel bike pretty well at this point. I had an e-trike company offer me an e-trike. I turned them down, and they came back and says, "Are you sure? Because a lot of people in your age group might want a trike. Maybe you can ride it and show it." But I told them I'll leave that to another channel to do, because even if I got their trike and they send it to me, I'll do the review and it'll just sit in my house because I won't be riding it. I don't need it. I tend to ride fast, as you know, and I said that trike would really get no use at all. It's kind of a waste of their money to send it to me, quite frankly, and I wouldn't use it. So they agreed. They said, yeah, there's no sense to do it if you're not going to be riding it. You should only really promote products that you're going to use, and of course they know I won't. So we both agreed it wasn't a good fit. Although I think they would have liked me to have done it, because they do know a lot of my viewers are senior riders and might need it. But yeah, we'll leave that to another channel to do instead, right? All right, so we see cars going along the side. Let's hope they don't come down here. There was one year some lady got on the thing with all the bike riders and was weaving in and out. I couldn't believe that. There's a video out there that shows that. Unbelievable. Let's hope that doesn't happen again this year. I mean, you see all these bike riders, why would you weave your car in and out of everybody? Probably got on accidentally, didn't know what to do and kept going, I guess. All right, so I have been pedaling and throttling. Pedaling sometimes, throttling a lot of times. I don't know how much I've done. 60-40, maybe less. 70-30, who knows? But I'm at 46%, and with any luck, I actually might be able to make the whole thing without changing the battery out. It is kind of weird to see the cars. See the cars on the right hand side, as long as they don't start on our side. So here you see there's potholes around here, so you got to be careful around here. So I've talked to a few people I've seen along the ride. Whatever seemed interesting, and they seemed like they might be someone who would be able to talk while they're riding. I've talked to a few of them. Not much though. I mean, I guess if you go to the festival area, you can talk to people, but I don't know if we're really going to do that. We'll see. We're going to finish early though. If we keep up with this, we're just going to finish way early. Time right now is only 8:16. There's a whole group of them together. You doing okay, Pat? Are you tired? A little bit? You throttle? How's your battery? 100. You're at 100? Yeah, you must be pedaling a lot. I'm down to 45. There's a percentage. There's a thing that says percentage. You see a percentage? There should be like the battery icon on top is always low. I think it always. Oh, okay. Doesn't show a percentage though. I think even if my bike doesn't need the battery to be changed out, I may just change it out anyway. There's no reason to exhaust the battery. It's always not a good idea to exhaust your battery anyway. Maybe when we get to the end of this thing, maybe at that point, I'll go ahead and do it. There's a photographer there taking photos of people as they're riding by. They're hoping to sell you photos. I remember doing stuff like that before. Not this type of event, but taking pictures of people. It was at a 5K race. Just take shots of people, put it on their website. The guy ahead of us looks like he's on one of those bikes that are kind of like an elliptical. So it's kind of like an elliptical bike right ahead of us there. I kept looking at him and going, he seems to be a lot taller than the rest of us. That's because he's kind of like on an elliptical bike. Yeah, we got to catch up to this guy. We got to catch up to this guy. Take a look at this thing. Oh, that's cool. Look at this thing. It's cool. He's getting his steps in on like an elliptical and also riding. That's nice. Okay, so things have eased up a little bit in this area here. Now there's times when I've been sitting too long on the saddle. People have asked me, how do you handle being on there so long? Well, the thing is, sometimes I'll sit on one butt cheek, switch over and sit on the other butt cheek. You don't have to sit dead center all the time, you know, kind of sit off side a little bit. And that makes it a little bit easier to go longer. You know, sit on the left side, sit on the right side. I've done 60-mile rides, never getting off the bike except to change the battery out. That's how I do it. Also, I think the adjustment of your saddle is critical. For me, I tend to tilt the nose down just a slight touch. Then it doesn't hurt as much for guys. I saw a video recently, some doctor was talking about, you know, how riding your bike might affect you. And she also said the same thing. If you had like a noseless type saddle or one that's slightly tilted down, it's actually better for you, for guys I'm talking about. So she recommended that, and that's basically what I do. I slightly tilt it down. Now, Mrs. Wright, when she rides sometimes my bike and I lower the saddle for her to ride, she says, how come this saddle feel like I'm sliding down? And I says, well, that's why I do that purposely. All right, time for some more water. I am drinking a lot of water. All right, things are slowing down again here. The Saunders bike on our left, yellow wheels. So we're blocking for Mrs. Wright. By block, she moves. Daughter Wright has gone way ahead of us. Daughter Wright. New name. Okay, red flag, so they're telling people to be careful. They're telling us to slow down, taking a right turn. Oh, look at this. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on over here. We'll probably stop for a bit. I'm going to change my bike battery out. We did 35% on the battery, but no sense killing it off. We're at 15.1 miles here, so add in the 8 or so 8 plus 15. Alright, so we're gonna pull off somewhere. All right, one ordeal. That was tough. All right, we stopped by the museum sign that's in the street to get our t-shirts and a little carton of water. We're going back on the trail again. What time is it? It is 8:57. So this ride goes until 10:30 at the most. We've already gone the farthest distance, so now we're heading back towards the center point, which is where we started. So that should take us another, I don't know, 8 miles, 7 or 8 miles or so, something like that, and then we're done. So originally we thought, okay, will we ride some more afterwards, since we might go faster than others, but no, we were keeping up pretty much the same pace as most of the people here. So yeah, I think when we're done, we're done. We're 76 degrees right now. Not that bad. 76 degrees, mostly sunny. Got a nice cool breeze hitting us. Yeah, can't complain too much. I think last year they had rain hit them, the tail end of their ride. We don't have that, at least. That's good. It's gonna get hot today, but we'll be done with the ride way before that time. We have a family event going on later today. That part will be hot, but not for the ride at least. Our daughter Wright has taken the lead. Mrs. Wright is in front of me. All right, this ride goes for another hour and 20 minutes. After that, everyone has to get off the road because they're going to open it back up to car traffic. Rider checkpoint, turnaround at Oakwood, optional turnaround. A bunch of noisemakers there. Cheering us on. A lot of clinking. Reminds me of a wedding. During weddings, you know, you make a bunch of noise for the bride and groom to kiss, right? During the reception. That's what it reminds me of. And and look at my shadow off to my left. See, I have the 360 camera on my helmet, making the helmet heavy. I tell you, I tried to lift the back end of my bike to get over a curb. I couldn't do it. The weight of the bike and the weight of two additional batteries, wow. It's too much. Yep, got potholes in this area. Some are major potholes. I tend to think they should try to do the fill up the potholes before the bike to drive. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, but that would be asking too much, right? Actually, even just to shut down Lakeshore Drive for this short time period is asking a lot. It's traveled that much. Starting to warm up a little bit. You can feel it, but yeah, we got a nice cool breeze still hitting us. It makes it a lot easier to bear. And I think Mrs. Wright and daughter Wright do not need second batteries. I probably could have possibly made it in one battery, but I didn't want to exhaust it. And I brought 2 additional ones. I might as well use it. Why kill the battery? So on my cruise control right now, we're doing 13 miles an hour. McCormick Place up ahead. Airy Crown Theater up ahead. McCormick Place is where we have bump there. McCormick Place is where we have exhibition things. You know, the Chicago Auto Show would be there. One time, Consumer Electronics Show used to be there. I worked in the stereo industry back in the late 70s, early 80s. But they moved that out of Chicago. Now it's only available. Where's CES now? Vegas, I think, is the only place. They have other shows. They have other audio shows. They have one in Schaumburg. Usually it happens around April. That is the Axpona show, A-X-P-O-N-A. If you want to see high-end audio gear, that's the show to go to. That's the big show. At one time, they used to do 2 CESs way back when, because it was so popular. They would do Chicago, which was the big one, and then they would do Vegas half a year later. Then they decided to just turn it all into Vegas only, and they cut out the Chicago show. Kind of too bad, because I mean, I really looked forward to going to the CES shows. We worked in the industry at the time, so we had an audio store, sold stereo equipment, so they get to see all the new product that's coming out. A lot of riding today, but it wasn't hard riding. I know for some people it is. But it seems like most of the people are moving at a fairly decent pace. A lot faster than I thought they would. I think they know they have a time constraint going on. They have to be off of this by 10:30. And some of them may want to hit the festivities afterwards, but they're taking the festivities up to about 12:30 today. So you can still hang out afterwards. Sign says State Street, Chinatown, next right. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to go to Chinatown today. We could, but we're not gonna. Yeah, we're just taking it easy going back because we know our time is going to finish once we're done. So I'm sure that's why Mrs. Wright is not going too fast. She wants to get as much out of it as she can. Plus, she's been pedaling the whole time. Daughter Wright has been pedaling as well. Yeah, I think if we do this again next year, I don't think they're going to need a second battery. I will, they won't. Hear an ambulance or something. The guy's doing a selfie while he's riding his bike. How do you do that? Why do you do that? High angle selfie while he's riding his bike. Okay. Perfect place. Yeah, this is a big place. Auto show, all those things are held here. I remember going to the auto show with my dad when I was a kid. We always looked forward to that. It was always like in the winter, like end of January, beginning of February, something like that. It was snowy. I always wished it was during a time that was easier to get to. I've done some auto shows myself later in life. But yeah, I still remember those fondly, going with my dad and my brother and my mom. I don't know if my sister ever went. She was younger than us. Alright, so now we're getting a lot more traffic here now. Things are slowing down. We lose some lanes or something here, so it congests a little bit more. People slow down. I have an electric 1.0. Alright, you should have some pretty decent forward view of the skyline of Chicago. Yeah. So coming up to Soldier Field again. That'll be on our right hand side where all the sporting events happen. Chicago Bears play there. Maybe not that much longer. As I mentioned in the past, they've been coming up to Arlington Heights, taking over the former Arlington racetrack. They've already torn down a good chunk of that stadium now, or the area where people watch racing. So I don't know. They keep saying whether they're going to do it or not do it, but come on, if you've spent this much money on the property already and tearing things down, I would tend to think they're coming to Arlington Heights. Still calling the Chicago Bears Arlington Heights Bears now? I don't know. Yeah, we're doing about 8 miles an hour now. Not moving too fast. I tend to think we should. Yep, there they go. Taking their move. Speed up a little bit, get past people. Yeah, the Soldier Field kind of looked like a little spaceship almost. The way it sticks out. I think if the future rides are like this, it'd be nice. If it rains, not so good, you know, and they hold this event rain or shine. So even if it rains on you, you're gonna have to go, paid for it, you're gonna do it. Hard to predict though, you know, what the weather will be, unless you wait to the last minute sign up. Then you find out. We signed up quite a bit earlier because we knew we were going to come out to do this. Mrs. Wright was the one that actually wanted to come out to do it. So then daughter Wright says, okay, I'll go. So which means, of course, I'll go. We may have done it last year. We were thinking we could have done it, but Mrs. Wright was just starting to get back into riding the bikes, and I don't know if she would have been ready for it yet or not, but she does pretty well now. I'm getting hungry though. You have any food around here? They actually had some free food at the various points. Maybe in the middle they'll have some free food. But it's usually, you know, like granola bars or bananas. We didn't want to wait in line. It was just too many people. I don't know if we'll even do it now. Alright, we are nearing the end, I think. It's just a matter of couple more miles, I think several more miles, and we'll be there. I appreciate you all watching. Either 999th video or 1000th video, depending on when this comes out. Field Museum actually is to our right. Can't see it through all the trees here. And the added planetarium is further to the right as well. So yeah, been there many times. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.